Somebody just sent me some happy crawfish season.
Man.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait.
Oh, I hate being in Texas, Louisiana. Well, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another cup of conversation. I am your host, T.
And I am your girl, Coco.
And we back, y'all. Just another
Hey,
week of the
y'all.
girls on the couch hanging out. So this week we're gonna get right on into it. This week we were talking about growing up in the city versus the country, or just different ways of being raised,
Right.
and how that affects you as an adult.
Right.
So that topic came about to me because we were already talking about like the black household and how that shapes your beliefs and your upbringing, and how that we used to go to church back in. That's probably why a lot of people not in the churches today, because it's like not in your household today. So
Right.
that's why I kind of want to talk about, back how we grew up, to see how we live
And why
why
it all makes sense. Basically.
if we live in like how we grew up, or if we like opposing to
what we grew up on. Yeah, and I'll just say this real quick, and it's off topic, but I think I like us having no guests.
You do? You
like
like solo episodes?
I like the last
I see a
time
lot of
we did
podcasters
it.
say that when they like people like that, or two just podcasters, or three, however many, when they have guests, they say they like it better like solo.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people say that.
At first, I thought it was kind of weird because our perspectives kind of be the same for the most part. But then, like, I think
Not
we
really,
be having,
though.
I about to say, I think we be having some really good conversations. But anyways, I know you raised in Orange. You from Orange, small town Orange. I'm from Houston, but I'm also from a small town technically, because when I was the end of my 8th grade year, I moved to Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
partially
you get a little bit of both.
Yes, and I always say, like, I'm so glad that I got both. Because I just know that I would be a different person if I would have gone to high school in Houston.
Right.
I always say that because I just feel like I would have jumped off the porch way sooner.
I think so too. Well, not just necessarily. I just think that's how the Houston
Life
upbringing is.
Yeah. I just think that I would have jumped off the porch way sooner, and just being down there kind of gave me some a little bit more morals, I guess. Like, it's like that southern, like, I don't think I would have been the same type of person just in all general.
Yeah.
Like, just the night. I think I'm nicer because I grew up there. And don't get me wrong, I hated my parents for moving us when we moved. Like, I thought that was like the end of the world. Like,
Why did y'all move?
Because my mom,
Business?
my mom and daddy, they wanted to. My daddy wanted to open up a barbershop in Alexandria, and
Y'all had people down there or something, or that was just like
so my daddy is from.
okay.
My daddy is from Califax.
Okay.
So my mom is from Houston. My dad is from Louisiana.
But
So
he been living in Houston. Okay. So he wanted to go back home, and
So
that's kind of what small town people do. Once we come to Houston and get sauced up, now we want
to go back. Yeah, bring the sauce back. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
What we do.
So so I think that I think my life is a great reflection of growing up in the city and then growing up in the country as well.
And I seen, like, I was doing some little research on this topic while we was coming up the episode, and I was watching some TikToks where a dude was like, it's best to experience both, so you have a balance and where you want to be in life. You don't have to be stagnant in one place, or
I agree.
And I think that's kind of like we kind of taught in the Black community, once you stay where you grow up, or put into your community right there, blase, and it's not really like talked about to go far or to explore other people's community or come back or not come back if that's not what you desire to do.
What you want to do.
Yeah, he was right about that, because I feel like for me, I grew up like I was born in Victoria, so when I was like 6, I moved to Orange. Okay. So yeah, I was still young, and then I was raised in Orange, of course, and it was very small town, but like I wish I would have like not, because I'm one of them people who like wanted to graduate where I started it. Like I didn't want to change schools. Like
that's what I hated.
Some people
about
don't
it.
care. Did you mind switching schools?
Yes, I mind.
You did?
So originally, okay, so my mama always has been, and this is gonna go into like how I raised my daughter and you know what I do now. But my mama has always been the type of parent to like, no matter if we stayed in the hood or we stayed in the suburbs, if we wherever we stayed, we went to the best schools. Like, when I went to when I was in 6th grade, I went to Klein Intermediate, and I didn't even stay there that long. Like after that, I ended up leaving my friends and going to a whole nother middle school for my 7th grade year.
Just like a better school?
Yeah, it was like in Cypress or something. Yeah, like it was like a totally predominantly white school. Like mama always, like she did that as we were young. Like always found these different type of schools, these different type of programs to put us in. And so I never really, I never had the same like school for a long period of time. Only maybe my elementary school, because my grandmother worked at the school.
See, I would have hated that. I would have hated that.
And then when I moved to 8th grade, I went to 8th grade in Louisiana, and I went to this predominantly black school for the first time because we were new there. Mama didn't know. And she thought she was keeping me away from one of the other predominantly black schools, but because the city was so small, everybody black. You know what I'm saying? So when I graduated 8th grade, instead of going to the school that me and Ty was saying that she went to,
Peabody,
I was supposed to go to that school from the middle school that I was at. My mama took me away from Peabody and put me in Bolton, which was like a very, very diverse school. Like it's the one of the only diverse schools really, probably.
You don't really see much diversity in Louisiana. Like,
yeah, no.
It's us, y'all. It's us.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hispanics.
I mean, and then like I think so many people be like having, especially people that didn't stay like up north and haven't stayed down south. I haven't stayed up north, but like I visited long enough. Like I worked up north, so I stayed out there weeks at a time type shit. So I can say I kind of can see, like, you know, I can see how y'all live out here. Right. But they think out down here that like it's just slavery time still.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, really.
It's people on TikTok talking about some, oh, I heard that's a sundown town, don't go there. Like, who's listening to that?
Right.
What are y'all watching?
But some places are.
I mean,
some places
but
are.
sundown means a different term. Like y'all using it as like we're gonna get hung, killed, and shot.
Right.
We might get it might be more likely for us to go to prison out there.
Right. But it's not
throw
the
something in your car, or you know, there's some janky business going on out there. But it ain't no like you can't ride through here.
Yeah. No,
like,
really.
You know, it's so please. Yeah. That's not happening down here. If y'all are watching this from up north, that's not happening here.
Right.
If y'all don't visit.
Well, not to get off topic real quick, just real quick. I don't know what's happening at this time, because I feel like, did you see that that case with all those bodies they found behind that prison?
I did.
So I feel like
I did.
It could still be happening.
What, was that Mississippi?
I think so.
Because a lot of stuff has been literally like, it's been another like I mean, it's like 2-3 people that got killed by the police, and they buried them before they told their family. Like, and they was buried for months at a time before they even told their family.
Carrie even had an incident like where him and his friend were traveling, and like my daddy had an incident before him and his cousin was traveling, and the car got pulled over, and some rednecks came. Like they really thought it was about to be, you know, because it was dark. It was like, you know, who can say this happened for real?
Right.
So it's still stuff, because we know.
Yeah.
They say just last Saturday, it was some Nazis.
I seen it on the bridge.
Yeah,
at first I thought that was like, because the Texans wasn't even playing. I don't think, was they playing here?
No, they were.
Okay, I thought that they was playing. I guess because I was watching the game on TV. I thought that they was playing at their opponent's stadium. So I'm like, I thought that's where they were at, and they were saying, "Get the Texans black ass up out of here," type shit. Like, but they were here.
Yeah, right on 45.
Saying, "Get these niggas out of here."
Yeah.
Oh, with the hard ER.
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's not funny, but like, get the fuck out of here.
No, it's serious. And you know, this election year, so much stuff going on. Yeah. They about to show their true colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's been a lot of hot mics going on. It's been a lot. January, what's today? The 20th, baby. It's been going down around here. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I've been listening. I don't know what I can do about it, so I'm just listening.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Coco
and your girl T,
and we are a cup of conversation. If you ladies are looking for long, short, body wave, kinky straight, loose wave, deep wave, luxurious bundle swigs, you need to shop Boss Head Hair for boss women. They even are on DoorDash, and you can get your wig delivered straight to your front door, quicker than Amazon any day.
Period. And if you don't like waiting like me, You can go in-store to pick up your bundles. Download the app for special deals and updates on all the Boss Set. And make sure you shop Boss Set here for Boss Women.
Boss Women. Yes, and if you need a little money off, you can use our code displayed here on the screen to save.
Period. Tell a couple conversations sent you. But yeah, like you said, to get back on topic, I just seen a TikTok that basically said that he was like, you have to experience both. So I just had a few like starter questions to kind of see, like compare, like, well, you say you went to a lot of different schools, so it's gonna be hard because I ain't gonna say I thought you went to school in the city, but because I remember you telling me that you went to school in Louisiana, but I thought you would have had a more of a city experience than just 7th grade. Right? Ain't that
all the way up until 7th grade? Yeah.
Yeah. See, 7th grade, that middle school is like, you ain't nobody yet. You don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Like you figuring stuff out in middle school. Middle school for me, middle school for me was crazy. I really was figuring out who I was. Like
I remember
I
we
didn't
talked
know
about
what
it.
left, right, up, down. Like
Right.
I don't know what I want to be. It was people around me. Like my mama always had a good job, but we didn't always stay in nice areas and nothing like that. Our house might be okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's
right.
enough for us, but it ain't like no big old house. It ain't no, we ain't in a nice neighborhoods. But compared to majority of Orange, that was better than, you know what I'm saying, staying in the projects or staying
So
in
y'all
a little
stayed in
addition.
the upper part of the ghetto, basically. Like, so it's like the ghetto project down
Yeah.
here, but y'all wasn't there, but y'all was in.
Kind of on some
here with
shit.
the
Like,
White House.
it's some railroad tracks that kind of, I ain't gonna say that. It's some railroad
my God,
tracks. I'm
that
telling
is
you.
really a
Once
small
you go
town.
across that railroad track, that shit different over there. Like, that's a whole different, and I didn't stay across the railroad tracks type
Okay.
shit. So, that is so small town. Like,
Yeah.
that's how that shit work. But
Across the tracks. Everybody got across the tracks.
But the across the tracks was so curious to me. Like once I got in middle school, that's when I started seeing the across the tracks kids. Like, because in elementary, I went to school with kids on my side of town. Like,
Right.
But in middle school, baby, everybody went to middle school. Like it don't matter where you from. We
all
it's
in
in
this
Orange.
one.
We had just
Okay.
one middle school.
Oh, yeah.
So like we are that was pretty much like our starter high school experience. That's where I met my best friend and everything. Like, cause she stayed across the tracks. Like,
Okay.
so I don't know. Middle school for me was wild.
Right.
I think I went through a lot of different phases, but like that was just my first question. It was like, what kind of kid were you in grade school? Like middle school at first?
If I can remember, and when we had a friend episode, we're gonna have to
Really get into it.
We got to get
Yeah.
into it because I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of my childhood, like literally, like sometimes I'll be around my friends. They be like, "You remember that?" I don't remember that far back.
Girl,
I don't remember
I ain't the only one because I thought I needed to go get my brain checked.
No, really, I think I still do though because like the stuff that my peers remember, and I be like, "Girl, what?
That is me.
What?"
My homegirls could. That's why I'm bringing the one I'm bringing because she could remember shit down to like.
The T.
You don't remember that night? I'd be like, bro, no, I don't.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I do remember certain stuff. Like for instance, I do remember like when I was in sixth grade. I was at this time. This is when I met Joy, my friend Joy, and we had another friend. And I remember them having a fight in the classroom because the girl she was our friend, but like she was that friend that was a little hood. Like her mama had a lot of kids. Her, her mama never at home. She had a big
shit.
sister.
One of them.
Type. Yeah, they was kind of messy. Like, so they ended up having a fight in the classroom and stuff like that. And I remember certain stuff about it, but I always kind of been to myself like, I was social with people that I knew. Like I would talk to my friends. Like I remember in 6th grade, my teacher said to my mama that I was a social butterfly. But now that I look back and her saying that, like I'm like, girl, you was putting 10 on 2 because I'm not no social butterfly. It was like, in middle school, we all had the same rotations together. You went to the same classes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I was talking to the same people, but I wasn't just.
Oh, that's how y'all went? Like, y'all went from first period together to second period together to third? Like,
well, I wouldn't say everybody was together, but you met up in the
most part.
classes. Yeah,
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
most part, it was the same people in
3
the
out
class.
of your 7, 4 out of your 7 classes.
Yeah, you
y'all
got
together
your
type shit. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in this
that's
class with Joy. Oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
class I ain't got with her, but
Same.
So I remember that, and I remember like just being. I don't know. I'm pretty much thinking back now. I was pretty much the same kind of person that I am now because even like then, like I was very.
That's why I say people don't change much. I mean, we do, but like, you know.
But I was quiet. I had one boyfriend. I had a boy. His name was Justin Berryman. We thought we was gonna be married forever. Like, you know, like everybody remembers like Krista and Justin was together. Like I never really had no other boyfriends. I really never had fights. I never had a fight until I got to high school.
Oh, I was an athlete, so I didn't fight in school. Them fights you hearing about, this was me.
Outside, I didn't fight. I really never had a fight until
I don't play like that. Like I don't fight in school. I'm not trying to get kicked out.
And the only reason I didn't fight, only reason I did fight and I didn't get in trouble is because the girl was actually on my bus. She was on my bus. She had got on my bus to fight me, and like it was basically like, why were you even on her bus? Like, like, so, but like and it was behind a nigga like that
in middle school
wasn't even hers. No, in high school that was my first fight.
Yeah, you said in high school. Yeah,
but I didn't have fights in middle school. Like I was really on chill. Like I really wasn't on those type of. And then when I moved to Alexandria, I was at a little ghetto school, but at the same time I was I was one of the black kids that was in all like gifted classes. So we all went to the same. That time when I was 8th grade, we all moved together. Gifted kids moved together. So like I really wasn't in class with a lot of regular people. Kids. Or like I'm not saying regular, like I wasn't regular, but you know, kids that just wasn't in gifted classes. Yeah. So I've been the same
classes ever. I took some college credit courses up in high school that was like dual credit, but I never like, I don't know why, because I did. I don't know. I could have like applied for it, I guess.
And you know too, another thing
I did really good in my regular classes.
What kind of had me kind of like mellowed or like laid back, I was older than my peers because in 4th grade my mama held me back. I had passed the test and everything, but in 4th grade, my teacher, she was gone like probably like 70-85% of the school year, and so my mama felt like I didn't get the adequate amount of learning and stuff like that. So she was like, they
just passed y'all along.
Yeah, and so my mom was like, she held me back, and so I'm older than a lot of the people that I'm friends with, and so I made up for it. That's why I graduated in 3 years also, because my mom would call herself trying to make up for it because I resented her for so long for that. I was like, why would you do that? Like all my friends, she was like, I just like, but that was what my mama was on. And now thinking back on how I am with Corey, like my mom was all about like education, making sure you get the best out of this. Like you make sure you get it perfect, like type of stuff. So like now looking back, I'm not mad because the shit didn't really mean nothing now. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, but at that time I was I'm like,
it's a dumber than me that's
going to.
It's like, a big deal. Like
you going to the same grade again, like,
and that's crazy because a lot of people that you know how like they like to say right now the kids are struggling bad. That might have been like an epidemic back then too. Because I think a lot of my peers failed the 5th grade. I don't know what it was about the 5th grade. The 5th grade was eating them up.
Yeah,
because like a lot of my classmates that I actually graduated with was supposed to graduate in 2012, but they graduated in 13. And I mean, when I say a lot, about 80, but 75% of my class.
Yeah, and I feel like I did get held back, but it really was like a good thing for me because I met my favorite teacher, and I still remember her to this day. That's one person I remember as my teacher, like. Miss Young. Her name was Miss Young. I ended up having her after like mama held me back, and mom was always trying to make that right. She was like, see, you met Miss Young. I was like, girl, bye. But yeah. So how were you in middle school? You
bad.
But you told me you were good.
I was bad with morals though. Like I was bad. Yes. I still
bad with morals.
Yes, because like I said, I wasn't trying to get kicked off the sports team.
Even in middle school you was in sports?
Yeah.
Okay.
6th grade you can't play nothing really, but 7th grade is when 7th and 8th grade you can play basketball and shit like that. But like I said, I didn't want to get kicked off the team, so I was good to a certain extent. Like you know what I mean. I would pass all my classes. I'm not a bad kid, but in the locker room, if I ain't gonna get caught doing bad shit, I might do some bad shit. You know what I mean? Like so, yeah. Middle school was bad for me. I don't know why I was so bad. I was in sack a lot.
You was just going against the grain, probably.
Man, Had to be. They was right. They used to say I was talking too much, and I was like, "What the fuck is up? I'm passing."
Right. It don't matter.
What are you talking about?
Like, 10 on 2, baby. I might be social.
Yeah, but your teacher, at least she said something nice about you. My teachers just made it seem like I was up and up being just an asshole. Like she talking, and I'm like, you know what, Shaquita, we should just go. You know, like no, that's not the kid I was.
The ringleader.
No, hell no. No, I'm not that kid in class. I'm not that disruptor. But that's what she was making it seem like when she was writing in my agenda. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, your teacher was like social butterfly. She probably could have added she might need to, talk a little bit or something. You know what I'm saying? But damn,
you was a rebel.
I got total fucked up for that too. I mean, because it was in my agenda all week.
Yeah, every day.
I got towed up behind that. I mean, whoop. Good.
That's another thing. Do you think that like the whoopings, like, did they matter? Like, do you think they matter to you?
You mean like, do you think they made me like
do better,
think twice, or like I do?
You do.
I do.
Okay.
I seen like when Charlamagne was talking about whooping. Well, they weren't talking about whooping kids. They were talking about if your kids spent a certain amount of money off your car without you knowing, how would you discipline them? And they was talking about basically how they don't whoop their kids no more, and like. This is a new day and age. You ain't supposed to be whooping your kids. And I'm beating. They kept on using the word beating. So beating is one thing.
But no, beating is whoopings because think about it. So? People. No, I don't think that. But what I'm saying is, like, back in the day when we used to get whoopings, we was getting beat.
Yeah, that's when I just said I got my ass whooped. That was a beating.
Yeah.
That was a beating. Yeah. I'm talking about like maybe some simple punishment, like pop your hand if you don't hear me, or like I'm not talking about like take a belt and go in on you.
But
like,
that's what our parents did though.
Yeah.
But okay, so
it is, but like you don't think they would listen with like a little 1-2 instead of like a sitting up beating your.
Okay, so me personally, like I heard a different perspective about it, like right around the time when Corey was like 2 years old, and she hadn't started getting whoopings yet. She would get little pops like, "Hey, pop, don't do that." But then I had heard this lady, and I always follow stuff like this. And I'm weird, I guess, but this lady, she like a child, like she's a mom, but she talks about like child rearing and like doing certain things and getting your kids to do certain stuff. And she like equated it,
raising.
Yeah, and she equated it to like she was like, our ancestors were beat for punishment. Why would you do that to your children? Like, and she also made
people
it seem
always
like
use that.
Yeah, and she was also like,
reference. Why
would you whoop your children to teach them not to do certain stuff, but when you're angry, you're showing them that violence is the solution, basically. And so that kind of gave me a different perspective, and I was like, you know what, you're right. And then me personally, I feel like I was never the child that you had to whoop. Like I felt like I was at that time even more. I was a people pleaser.
I don't think I was either.
Yeah, I feel like if my mama would have took the time to like, and I didn't get many whoopings.
But do you acknowledge that there are children out there that are just
but like... But I don't know, because that's what I was about to say. I don't think that, because I don't know if it really works for real, because my brother, it was a rebel of rebels, running away, talking back, disruptive in class, cussing. My brother was that dude.
And it didn't work.
And my brother was getting beat, and my brother would go back and do the same thing he got beat for. Like, even probably to this day. My brother been in the prison 5 years.
I think it might work on some kids, because it did work on me. You know
but
what I mean?
That's the thing, though. That who's to say that another thing wouldn't have worked? You think it worked on you because that was the only thing done. But who's to say if your mama would have set you down, like for instance, if your mama would have set you down and been like, had a heart to heart with you, like in the door, like, T, like, you being disrupted in the class is really a reflection of me. Like, I'm your mother. Like, I really want the best for you. Like, I don't need you to be acting up. When you act up, these are the consequences. These are the things that happen when you act up. These are people that have displayed them type of behaviors in school. You see the man on the end of the corner. Like, I try to use stuff like that, because ultimately, like, I don't want this to be my decision, because I think ultimately you can't keep that up if it's my decision.
Right.
And by whooping you, that's my decision. You know what I'm saying? You doing it because it's like my mama gone. But I already had that, like, that fear of not embarrassing my mama and being a people pleaser already. So it was like, it kind of fed that. It didn't really make me not do it because I didn't want to do it and find out the consequences. It made me not do it because my mama. You get what I'm saying? So is that really beneficial?
I always did too. That's why I said I didn't think I was one of the kids that needed the ass whooping like that. Like, because I was already one of the people. Like I said, I was bad with morals. Like I'm bad just trying stuff because I'm meeting new people. Like, right. So they showing me different stuff. Like I wasn't no bully in elementary. I wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? Right. I wasn't no bad kid in elementary. But when I got in middle school, I met different people. Them across the tracks.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Because I just seen a post. One of my peers was like, it was a post going around Facebook. They was like, what you got made fun of when you was in high school? And one of my peers was like, being a project baby. Now everybody want to be a project baby.
Yeah. A lot of stuff like that, though.
But we've always wanted, like, that's not a now thing. Like, people always didn't want,
My brother, that's what I feel like when he ran away, that's what he was doing. Going to run away to the project.
To be that, my nephew is doing that right now. So I feel like that probably has grown across all generations. Like everybody you always want to see what's across the tracks. It's the grass green on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is my second question, just to like see. This is my small town, big city survey. What age did you start driving?
I had to be 16.
Oh, so you waited till you went to driver's ed?
No. Real quick story though. What I did was, okay, so I had a car when I was like in 10th grade. I got a car, I think. I was on dance line, and my dance line teacher, her and her dad worked at the school. She was a teacher, and she taught us. She was our dance line teacher, and then her dad was like a coach. He coached football, basketball, mainly basketball coach, and football. But anyways, he was getting his wife a new car that year, and I was the black kid on the dance line. Mind you, I went to predominantly white school, so I was like the only black girl at one time. At that time, I think I was the only one, and
oh wow.
Yeah, and so we used to just kick it. I think she just liked me, like I always had older people that just thought I was just so wise and so just cool. So like, and she was younger, on the younger side too. So she
her daddy put her on after high school.
Yeah, type thing. Yeah. And so
like that.
Yes,
small town.
Exactly. So like, she was like, they were selling the car, and so my mama and them, they ended up getting it like without me knowing or whatever, and they surprised me with it one year, but I hadn't had no driver's ed, no license or nothing. So, but at this time, I remember, that's why I say I think I was like 16, because I was in debutante. You know what debutante is?
Where the little after school shit?
No, it's like after school. It's not really associated with school. It's like sometimes like I know the Delta sorority, they were over it. Like it's like a outside,
little pageant,
like basically
type
like
thing.
That. And so I was in debutante or whatever, and one day I had practice for debutante, and my mama couldn't take me. She was gone or something, and I was like, I don't know why she couldn't take me, but anyway, she was like, I'm gonna let you drive this car. That was my first time getting to drive my car, and she was like, I'm gonna let you drive this car, but you better do what you need to do and get there. And when you get there, you call me. And we lived on this like we stayed in the country. We lived down.
So you ain't never drove a car. You finna hop in there and drive.
I had drove like around because I had a yard. Like my yard was like, it was in the country, so our house sat on like 5-7 acres.
Okay.
So like in our backyard, I used to drive.
You could
I could just drive, and I think I might have drove like one place or something. I had drove before, like my sister had taught me how to drive or whatever, but I hadn't drove the car because I didn't have no license, and my mama wasn't just with me just driving around with no license. So she was like, I'm gonna let you go this time, and girl, why I got in that car? The street that we lived on was like a long road until you get to the light and you get like right in the city, and I guess that road was like a 45 mile an hour road. Baby, I was doing 75. Why I got pulled over like not even a mile from my house?
75 is insane.
Girl, it's insane, but I was rushing. And I'm like, I'm gonna just go. And
so, you was bold.
I know.
What the fuck? This your first time really driving by yourself and you doing 75?
Because I've been
down like a granny.
No, but I knew how to drive. I knew how to drive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But still, you ain't extra careful. Like,
no, I was just trying to get there.
No, baby, you got.
Man, the people pulled me over and they was like, you got a license, and I was like, at this time, I'm so green, I'm not knowing, baby. They can tell you can't tell them you got a license and you ain't got no license. Yeah. He was looking me up. I'm like, he was like, you need to call somebody, because I was like, damn, I called my mama. So how I ended up getting my license is I never went to driver's ed or anything. I don't know how they work now, but I never went to driver's ed. What I did was, he told me before I go to court for this, I needed to have a driving license for them to drop it and for it not to be anything more. And
So you just went and took the test?
I went took the test in like the small town. Like Alexandria is a small town, but it's really considered a city. I went to like this town called Colfax, and I took the driver's ed there. And that, in that town, it's like literally around the corner, around the corner. So I was like, I know I could pass there, and I literally passed with like a barely passing score, like. The next number down, I would have failed. And I passed, and I got my license, and I went to court, and that's how I had my license forever then.
That is so janky that you gotta, because they make you, I don't know how they don't care in Louisiana, because they supposed to make you provide, well, that might be a Texas thing too, because that's a whole different state.
Right.
So, but they make you provide like hours before you take the test and show that.
I don't know if it was because I was
studied this and that and shit
older
like
then.
that.
I was 17 by that time, 17.
It still don't matter.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta take that test, and before you even get to take the test, you gotta show.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I went, took the test.
Because I just had to redo it after my license was suspended for a long time. I didn't know that.
You had to retake your test?
Yes, girl, it pissed me off. I did it online.
Oh no, yeah.
My license was suspended for more than 3 years. Though, if your license, well, it wasn't suspended. It was suspended, and then after that, I never renewed it. It was suspended for like a year, and then I didn't renew it for 2 years, and I didn't know. That I was gonna have to take it all the way the fuck over. Like,
yeah. I took the test, but it was just like a walk in one day. I walked in, I took the test, did the driving part, and I had my license.
That pissed me off. In the Texas, you got to go through loops. I'm like, bro, I'm about to be 30 years old. I know you ain't talking about I gotta go take a driver's test.
And I didn't already took it too.
Yes, they was being dickheads in that DPS office.
Really, but no, I tried driving young. When you started driving early?
Kinda. So I remember my 8th grade year, my brother and my mama both they both had a good job. So my brother would let me like drop him off at work and then drive to school and then come pick him up or whatever after school. So I was doing that, but I didn't have nowhere to park. I ain't had nowhere to park because they ain't had no student parking in the middle school. Like,
you was driving in middle school?
8th grade.
Girl, bye. Oh yeah, that's real.
I mean, but the shit is around the corner, and my mom already knew I could drive. I just couldn't drive. So that's when I think it wasn't no everyday thing. It was just like when I needed to, when it was absolutely necessary. Ain't nobody there to drive me off or pick me up, like type deal. Yeah, that was when. But high school, I had my own car. Freshman year. Yeah, I've been driving for a long time. Bubba, that must be a city thing. Bubba ain't drive till he you said you had your license at 17.
Yeah.
He didn't get his till he was, I think, 18, 19 or something like that. 19. But he had to just go take the test too. Like,
yeah, he didn't have to do no hours.
I don't think so.
That's what I said. I think I couldn't have been too old because I was young still. I was still in high school, so I couldn't have been older than 17.
They must have changed the rules or something because they just told me that I had to. I don't remember. My mama probably made me do it back then just because that's what she thought I was supposed to do. But now you got to have the hours
you
and
do
prove that shit.
Because my brother is the same. He was the same way. My brother was
he had to go redo his shit. Yeah.
Or he had to do it. Like he had to go do hours and take the test and all. Yeah, he had to do all that.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that. That was.
When did you start staying at home by yourself?
Staying at home by myself. Ooh, probably early, child. But I do got older siblings. So they were probably there for the most part. While I was young, like at least till I was 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to know what I wonder what year, how old I was when my sister graduated. I ain't even finna try to calculate or put her T out there like that. I think she graduated in 2006. So she went to college immediately after that, so I ain't have her babysitting no more. My brother went to jail a little bit after she went to college, so probably like 12, 11, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere up in that middle school age.
Yeah, I think I was middle school age too. I want to say 6th grade, so 11, 12.
Yeah. 6th grade, around that time. 'Cause I don't think I really had a reason to at first. Like I said, I had older siblings, so
Well, I was the oldest, so I guess.
Oh, you were?
But we always had like me and us too. We always stayed like with my grandmother or like my aunt. We was always with somebody. Like my mama got younger sisters, so they watched us. My grandma watched us. My dad, and then too, my mom and my daddy, they were entrepreneurs. So like we would like if we had to stay at home by ourselves, we would. But like for the most part, like my daddy, and then my daddy had a barbershop on Antoine, and my mama had a children's clothing store right next door to him on Antoine. So like my brother would be at the barbershop, just at the barbershop. That's why he probably bad as hell too. He lived his life.
He
at the
supposed to be
barbershop.
around men's
Exactly.
and different ideas.
Exactly.
They probably thought that was a good idea. Oh, he gonna get some old wisdom up here.
Yeah, no. A whole bunch of
got
bullshit.
some bad game.
Exactly. And so then I was always at my mama children's clothing store. So like we stayed with her like all the time. But when we did start staying, I probably was like 11 or 12 years old, and I started staying home with all of my siblings.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I just never really had a reason to. I'm glad I didn't have to, child.
Right.
I remember one time my brother caught something on fire. Like we were in the kitchen and like I don't know what this nigga was trying to cook. I don't even remember. The shit just remember. I remember the grease. It was like a grease fire. The shit started going up in flames. Before the flames hit like the little roof ventilator thing, I was down the street. I ran.
Ran?
So
Why?
bad. What you mean? I thought the house was finna burn down. I was
You left them there?
Gone. My little sister was a baby at this time too. I think I was like maybe like 7 or 8. So she had to be like 5 or 4 or 5.
And you left her.
I'm gone. That's his responsibility. That's the first time I was like, damn, T, you kind of fast. Like,
not damn T, you kind of fast. No, damn T, you don't give a fuck about nobody.
I was scared. So, like, I already knew I couldn't handle that by myself if that was just me.
Right.
Oh, no, baby, this place would have been in shambles.
Yeah.
But so for my first topic, we could just leave this quick because this was something I seen on social media recently, and I was gonna ask you, do you think you grew up with a cool parent? Because they had an interview speaking with Bernice Burgos' daughter. You know they on a show together now, or they about to be. I just seen the previews for it on TV the other day. Like a Love. Not Love Hip Hop. What's the Influence? You know how they have the Influence Atlanta with Jada and them? They finna have an Influence New York, and Bernice and her daughter finna be on it, which is insane. Why y'all ain't even in that same?
They look like
but
it.
anyways. So she was on an interview, her daughter, and she was basically saying how like the same kind of dudes that hollered at her mama. And she was like, it was another girl on the interview. The other girl made more sense because I'm like, your mama just doing too much. The other lady that was like Bernice's age, she was like, well, I got a daughter that's getting up in age too, and we're kind of starting to run into that problem because she dating up. And I'm not dating down, but it's people that's in her, like dating down. I mean, that's in her age range that try to holler at me.
Right.
Like, so it's the lines are starting the age gap starting to get closer. While at first, when she was 18, she was dating to 25. But now that she's 20, you know what I'm saying, 21, right. 22, she's dating up to, so she was like, so I just try to make sure that I'm dating, you know what I'm saying? She said, that's the reason why I know I don't date lower. You know, I can't date under because I don't want to run into nobody that
dated my daughter.
Yeah, that would date my daughter. I have hollered at my daughter. And I just feel like they are like it's happening to them like that because Bernice is acting closer to her age than acting like, you know what I mean? Because
what do you mean by acting though?
Because the lady, well, she's not. I don't feel like she's being mature. Because why would you want to talk to dudes younger than you? But why would you want to talk to people significantly younger than you, like that much younger than you? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
At some point, it becomes grooming because, like, we say that for men. So at some point, it becomes like, what do you find in common with those people, with people that young? You know what I'm saying? You and your daughter ain't just tight in age. Like, I think she might have had her when she was like 20 or, you know, they 20 years apart, 19, 20 years apart.
Right.
It ain't like you had her when you was 15, 13.
Right.
Like where y'all was, you know.
Y'all could be dating.
Yeah, where y'all could possibly, it's like, you way older than her. Like, so do you think you grew up with a cool parent? Because they have a lot of people in media, like, for instance, Toya and Reginae. Toya don't give I would date anybody Regina would date, and she had her early. You know what I mean?
Right.
She always gives very mature. Like that's just what I'm saying about Brittany. Like when I say act her age.
Yeah, I admit I feel like she does give like. She does exactly what the younger generation does. Like I never see Toya online like showing her body off or like turning to the back.
And what she does is classy. It's just like kind of like the Ashanti pictures, or you know, like the. Well, no, Ashanti be out there showing that ass. I ain't gonna put it, but she look good though.
Yeah, she does.
Good. But you just never really get that from Toya. You know what I mean? Yeah. You always give.
You still get mama at the end of the day.
You still get mama. Yeah, very much mama.
Bernice, she give like mama, but I play.
I'm trying to be cool. You know
yeah. I didn't have a cool parent at all. My mama wasn't never the cool parent. Like. Me and my mama became friends since I've been grown. Yeah. Like my mama was always that mama that said I ain't one of your little friends, and she meant that, and she stood on it. And like I couldn't go places that other people went. Like it wasn't just like everybody can come over here to my house. It was never that. Like my mama never gave the cool parent. My mama was always like I'm raising you before I'm
even in
your friend.
Small town is like when y'all stay in a small town.
I couldn't go.
No,
I couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't go nowhere.
That's crazy.
Couldn't do nothing really.
I grew up with. I'm not gonna say I grew up with a cool parent. My mama progressed over time, and I remember early on, my neighborhood friends, because in elementary you don't really hang with your people at school. You hang with the people that stay close right here. Like so, my neighborhood friends at elementary, they didn't like coming to my house because if it's a sleepover, my mom gonna make us clean up and shit like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got a certain time to be in the house. It's rules over here, but they didn't like coming to my house in elementary. Middle school, that's when I got to start inviting some of my friends over, small town, so she didn't think much of it. I think that might have just been my mom being green a little bit because it could have been more than what it was.
Right.
And it wasn't most of the time. Most of the time, it really wasn't. It really just wasn't. I'm trying to think. Like, was it? But no, it really wasn't. It was really just friends doing friend shit. Even when she started letting middle school, she didn't start letting boys come over. In high school, she started letting my boy guy friends come over.
Girl, and mama didn't even in high school.
Not even. And then I know when I say that, people gonna think like it's just me and one nigga chilling over there. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about she let if it's a group of us over there, if it's 3 girls over there, it's 2 dudes over there, and then one of my friends, I think she got a little confident because I had a gay friend, of course, and then I had a metro friend. Like we didn't know what he was to this day. I think he dates girls. I've seen him date girls before, but it's pretty private with his life, and what he does is what he does. You know what I mean? Like one of those people who are dressy and soft, or not just a really macho guy. Yeah. So we stayed right around, and his mama and daddy did well too. So I ain't gonna say they kind of ran in the same circles with my mama, but they knew each other. So my mom was like, I know them. That's a good family type shit. So she would let them come over and him come over, and his parents will let me come over type shit like that. But I think she didn't worry because, like I said, just from the circumstances, it wasn't like the football team was coming over.
Yeah.
I remember one night she did let me have a sleepover though,
a co-ed
sleepover.
Girl, your mama was a cool mama. My mama was
but no, it was. I think so, but it had cooler moms.
Of course.
It had the cooler moms. Like my homegirl that moved from New Orleans to Louisiana for Katrina. Her mom, now that was the cool mom house. Everybody know, Mama need a house. Y'all know. Mama need a house was the spot. Of course, she was protective and stuff like that, but kind of how your nieces was saying, this is Louisiana style. We family over here. We could drink over here. She made sure nobody left the house drunk.
Right.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T.
And your girl Coco.
And are you looking for some brand exposure? Do you have a business that you're trying to put in front of a new audience? Because look, right now we are giving out free commercials. Free. Oprah style, baby.
Yes, you get one.
Period. We putting it out there, and we building our brand, and we trying to help you build your brand.
Yes. So if you have a small business, large business, medium-sized business, whatever kind of business you might have, let us know. Get in our inbox, email us, and let us know how we can help you grow your business and see some success this year.
Yes. Yes.
These slots are only free for a limited amount of time. We're going to give you the first 4 weeks of the month free. You get to see how we expose you, how many people come on behalf of Cup Conversation, and then you get to decide, is it worth it? So this is a deal of a lifetime if you ask me. As a business owner myself, if somebody gave me this opportunity, I would definitely do it. We have views on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes,
even and
just get out there,
as well as the podcast platforms. Yes. So tap in with your girls.
Very much so. Get them commercials while they last. Deuces. But yeah, it was a time at Mama Need House. They came from, like I said, New Orleans, and so they gave that, like, you know what I'm saying, Southern Louisiana, like it's
protected.
Yeah, she cooked for us, you know what I'm saying. So it was like one spot for us to be in instead of being all out in the streets or just roaming around doing whatever kids do at that time. Right. So I think I guess I had a cool mom. You said that was cool. She let me have a co-ed sleepover that one time. Girl, that was one time, girl. I think I was a junior, senior. That might have been senior year. Yeah, I think that was senior year. I was finna get up out of there anyway.
Yeah. I didn't have that kind of. My mama barely let me go places like. Talking about it, like I couldn't really stay at people's house. I couldn't really.
For real, I had a friend like that. Her mama, my best friend was like that. Her mama was, she hated that when I started driving early. My homegirl wanted to ride me, and she was like, "No, ma'am, no, ma'am." But then I was driving so much, and she was like, always with me. She was like, "All right, like." But Tia, the only person you can ride with that ain't got no license. Anybody else who ain't got no license, you can't get in the car with them. Like,
yeah. But, I think, back then I hated it. But, like, now, like, looking back, I really appreciate my mama for being like that. Because what I did notice, like, when I went to college, I had run into a lot of people that had been, like, sexually assaulted by people, like, either in their family or just from them being somewhere in somebody's house, something like that.
No, for real. That shit real.
And then my mama always used to say, even when I had Kari, mama used to tell me, I used to be like, "Mama, can you watch Kari for me?" And, and I tell her, like, I ain't gonna ask you because I'm gonna find somebody else to watch it because I know you be tired of watching. She was like, can't nobody else watch that cat. Nobody. Like, because my mama just feel like,
boy, y'all go to the extreme. Like, y'all don't stop in the middle. No. Y'all don't just sneak up to it a little bit. Y'all take it there.
Even now to this day, mama be like, bring her here. Bring him over here. Because she just knows. She was like, no.
Yeah. And I feel that that's, child, that is very much.
I didn't know so many people got, like, sexually assaulted by uncles, cousins, and all kind of brothers. Some people, like.
I didn't either. Until I seen this. When I say this only dawned on me within the last 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I be hearing it on social media, and then I hear people talk about it, and now people start to tell like stories about it. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
like I didn't expect that it was that much going on. Like that many black women, that shit happens in that many households
and black boys.
Yeah. Let's not take
because I haven't been. I ain't been around a lot of men that said that, but I know that.
I listen to Charlamagne a lot, and he speaks on his experience with that a lot. Like that was crazy for a lady to be grooming him at 9 and 10. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's some sick individuals,
man.
So
especially in that time where people wasn't really just speaking up for themselves, like it's a lot going down then. Like I mean, now you'll be more. I think people would be more hesitant to do certain things now for sure. Because I mean, it might be a 14-year-old blast you on TikTok.
Yeah.
Now you known by the whole goddamn world that you nasty. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like. So back then, ain't nobody had that outlet, or either it wasn't cool to put that out there. Like
right.
That wasn't.
You had to keep it in. But I think
you want to talk about
me personally. I like how I am with Kari now. Like I don't let her really go anywhere. Like talking about it, like friends and stuff like that, unless like I know the mom, I know the dad. Like for instance, she went to her first sleepover a while back. So one of her school a friend's house. Her mom
she was 6 or 7.
She was 6. She just made 7 in October, so she had to be 6. And
first sleepover 6. That's not bad. Not bad.
And the only reason I let her go is because the girl was also on the school dance team. So me and the mom had interacted outside like at events and stuff like that. And then her mom was also her mom was also a deputy, a sheriff's deputy, and her dad was a deputy.
Okay.
And my mom was like, them the worst ones. Right.
I mean that don't mean nothing.
Right. But and then she did tell me too. She was like, when she invited me, she texted me and she was like, hey, my baby want Kari to come to her sleepover. My husband and my son, they're gonna stay at his mom's house that night. Like she was making sure she was, you know.
I like people that likes to reassure you.
Right. She was like, and her son probably like maybe. He old enough to be doing something too, but he was like 9 maybe or 10. But she was like him and my husband, they going to stay at his mom's house, and you know, if you want to stay the night too, she offered me to stay the night, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna let her, you know. And I asked my mom.
That's a young age though. That's a good thing that because that's a very young age. She know the times
exactly. She know, and then she ended up being my client from Body Conscious. Her mama ended up her body done and stuff like that. So we ended up, you know, it ended up being okay. But she ain't been nowhere since.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that is like, I mean, when you know better, you do better. So like,
I don't want her to be feeling like she can't cultivate like friendships. Like, cause with me moving schools and changing so much, and my mama being so strict like that, I feel like that kind of plays a role into how I am with my friends now. Like, I don't have that.
You already knew not to get too tight.
Yeah.
Because you probably ain't gonna be able to go to the sleepover this weekend. Like everybody talking about the this that you ain't gonna be able to go to.
Exactly. That was me.
That makes sense. My mom was never that strict. She'll let me go. I guess I want to say growing up in a small town plays a part in it, but that was a small town we was in. I mean, that's a new small town for y'all. Right. So that was a small town that we was in for ever.
Man, one time, y'all, my mama did let me go somewhere. I was in high school. Was I in high school?
She let you go.
Girl, she let me go to my friend's house. I was in maybe 8th grade. Or maybe 9th. I don't know. Anyways, I was younger, and mama let me go to. I begged mama. I was like, Mama, everybody going to this girl's house. Everybody going to her sleepover. Everybody going to her sleepover. And she had a cool mom. Y'all, and I would not name no names because I feel bad, but because she was a really sweet person, and her mama was too. But y'all, while I went to this lady's house, they ain't have no running water. Like we couldn't really use the toilet. Girl, they had roaches. Water? They had roaches too. And like they
invited people over there?
Yes, and they had us sleeping like in the living room on the floor. Like it was, and I'm not gonna say like we just always lived in the, like we was always so well off, but like some stuff I didn't experience. Like I didn't experience. So like I was calling my mama. I was like, Mama, please come get me. She was like, you stand there until the morning. You'll learn to listen to me when I tell you can't go somewhere. And baby, I want to say I ain't really never asked my mama to go nowhere after that.
That is so.
I was strict on myself after that. People was asking me, girl, I'm gonna come, but I'm gonna leave after a while because I used to I was traumatized from
that. Is so funny. I went to a couple sleepovers. I ain't had no bad experience. But my nephew, it's funny because my nephew he ain't gonna say but like he kind of had an experience like that. Like I learned my lesson experience. Like, I got a nephew that's the one that's mixed with the Vietnamese and black, the mixed one. His ass is funny, bro. But he's just a good innocent kid. You know, sometimes like
still a kid's kid.
Yeah, sometimes they grow up and you just like he in high school now. He in 9th grade. He's still innocent like that. Like I think just some people are just like that.
Yeah, so, it's really what you expose your kids to. Like you don't understand who they are
really around the same. They really that too. Well, kind of because he went to a different school. So I guess so. Yeah. You can say that. Yeah.
Because like now the kids that Kari be around now, them kids are kids. Like her teacher always tell me, Kari hangs with the kids that's 13, 14 years old because she's been exposed to kids that are acting the age, but not the age. The kids that's Kari age, they still very babyfied. They still carry blankets and toys.
Yeah. Okay. Caden, like I said, he in 9th grade now, so he done grew up a little bit, but like it's just so funny. One time he always want to follow his brother around, but my mama don't be necessarily like, you know how you used to your mama she'll make your older sibling make you take your younger sibling. Or like I said, now that she lenient and taking care of her grandkids, she be a little more lenient, so she don't be making my older nephew take him. But this one time she did, and they had went to like a house party or something like that. I don't know. My older nephew was in high school by the time, and my younger one was still in middle school. So I think he was probably like a freshman or a sophomore at this time. And the younger nephew went with him. He called my mama so many times to come pick him up. He said, "No, Michelle, this is not my scene." He was, "Can you please come get me, Michelle?"
He call your mama Michelle?
They all do. I don't know why. I don't know if she ever told them to say Granny or if
none of them call her Granny.
No, I've never heard nobody call her that. They all call him Michelle.
What's your other nephew name? Omega. What is he? He nonverbal.
Yeah, he nonverbal.
Okay, I was about to say, what did he call me?
I got a younger one that's coming up right up under him. Cash. He ain't started talking too much yet, but I don't know what he gonna say. He might say Greenie, you know what I'm saying? Because he the baby.
But what do y'all call her though? Y'all call her Michelle.
I call her mama.
Okay.
I call her mama. My younger sister still call her mama. My older two siblings don't really call her mama no more unless they talking like mama was, you know what I'm saying, or sometimes they might be like Michelle was, you know. But most of the time, I feel like they just say Michelle. I feel like my older siblings say, yeah, they say Michelle. Me and my younger sisters still say mama.
Right.
Like, but yeah, she's Michelle to everybody. I know. I think that's crazy too, because you need a signature around here. You need a
Miss
you need
Michelle.
a stamp. Exactly, that too.
But you know, it's weird though, because I think it plays in a relationship though. Like I'm not saying that they don't, but sometimes it does because they don't have a relationship, because they obviously do. But like even with my husband's mom, I started off calling her Miss Monique, but like now I call her Monique. I just be like Monique.
Yeah.
But Carrie called my mama Miss Jones. My daddy, Mr. Jones.
For real?
Yes.
Still to this day?
Still to this day. Every time he say, Mr. Like if my daddy walk in the house, hey, Mr. Jones. What's up, Mr. Jones? Miss Jones, Miss Jones.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, he does. But yeah.
Damn, I still call Bubba Mama Miss Tina. I'm trying to think like how I address her. I can't take the miss off of that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot of years too, but still, just calling her Tina would sound dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't call her. I gotta call her Miss Tina. Like,
yeah, Miss Tina.
It gotta be what it is. I grew up in one of them homes. Like, I'm respectful. Like I said, my grandma was Pentecostal. We went to church with her. Like,
yeah, and it's weird because I don't know, what do I call her? I really don't call her nothing now. Like, I just no, I'm talking about Carrie mama.
Oh, I call my granny grandma.
I call my granny's granny grandma.
Yeah. It's like in our age, grannies don't even really have names.
Mine do. I mean, my mama and them do. My mama is Gigi.
I just now start talking my granny name. I mean, just. She's always been grandma.
Oh yeah, granny, mine too. But you know, it's funny though. My grandma, I call her granny, but in my name, I call in her name in my phone is Camilla Ann. That's her name, Camilla Ann.
Oh, I got my grandma name. No, I got it. I got it as granny.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just like that, Camilla Ann.
That is a cute name.
But yeah,
she ain't got no old folk name.
That Camilla
is nice.
Camilla Ann. That's Camilla Ann. Mm-hmm.
I like that. It ain't Gertrude.
It ain't Gertrude. What is that?
Gertrude? That's a name.
Whose?
Your name. That is an old name. You ain't never heard of a Gertrude?
Never heard that name.
I know a Gertha.
I heard of a Bertha.
My homegirl grandma name is Gertha.
My other grandma named Dordia.
That's original. It sounds old, but it's original. It don't sound like no Bernice or like
Bernice
sound
young.
Old. You getting young for Bernice? If you named a baby Bernice right now,
I think it's the bird because the niece is young. the bird is old, but the niece is young.
It is. The bird is very
old new.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit. I guess it's an auntie. It ain't a
granny yet. Yeah,
it's an auntie though. That's very mature.
That's crazy that we think like that though, and it really be across the board though. People all think like certain names is. Cause what's another grandma name that everybody Ella Mae. My sister grandma named Ella Mae.
Yeah.
Ella.
Or it's a southern Betty Ann or Betty Sue or Betty Sue.
Yeah.
I know a Betty Sue.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I definitely know a Betty Sue. But next week I ain't have no beauty tip for this week. Did you have one? Cause we gonna start. I ain't know we rolling out new stuff this year. We ain't tell y'all, but we was gonna start like a new segment of a beauty tip of the week, since we both do makeup outside of here. We both kind of like makeup influential outside of this, and just to get more personal about what we like or what we like to do outside.
I'm definitely trying to get back in my makeup bag.
Me too. I want to do it on more of an influence side though. I want to see what's good for my skin, try out different products, like test out some of the new stuff, the new methods. I actually did I guess I can tell that I did the new method today, the little bronze first. Like your concealer, the underpainted, your I said concealer, your bronzer first, your contour, your your blush, and then put your foundation on top of it with your concealer and shit. And I liked it. I liked it seemed to speed me up a little bit more. And I like the bronzy effect it gave me. I get y'all might not be able to tell the difference because it's on camera, but like,
and the camera always take our blush away.
It do. It just make us like.
And I've been putting heavy blush on. Like last week, I put heavy blush, and I think it's the skin effect.
Yeah, it make it like even or just make it just.
We don't be looking bad, but
I know,
it just take away
like,
the
it just
depth.
take the little like depth away. I hate that sometimes. I really do.
And that's another that's a tip that I can say. I feel like when people do their makeup, I think we're getting into this minimal makeup look nowadays. But I think some people are going to they leaving the depth out, and it's giving flat.
Yes. I know people like to just do like the concealers and just like the little one twos, but like you have to put that. That's why I wanted to do the underpaint thing, because I like a good bronze dip, like, you know what I'm saying?
You can tell it's the makeup artist look.
Yeah.
When that's how y'all be paying us all this money to do y'all makeup, but if you would just learn how to highlight and contour properly, that is the makeup artist look.
That is it.
The brows, it just be the highlight under the brow. It be that arch. That's it.
Just get that arch right. Just get that arch right.
And so,
and it'll stand out for you. But we're going to continue to try to do this for y'all, bring y'all little makeup tips. I want to bring products that we using, or, you know, just really give y'all some makeup and beauty tips. It might be hair. It might be makeup. You know what I'm saying? But beauty, because I need to get more feminine anyway. I've been saying I'm going to start doing my hair more.
I'm thinking about getting into my maintenance bag, like just maintaining my own stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna start straightening my hair more, trying to get it more like, you know, trained instead of just blowing it out. I blow it out a lot, but I'm gonna start straightening myself just to see if I can, you know, get it together. Do you got any concerns? I have a takeaway from all this that we done discovered today.
I don't really have any concern. Just the only.
Do you have any concerns about the cool parent topic, like the?
I was about to say the only thing I have about the parenting, the concern I do have is basically making sure that we're not being hypocritical, like as parents, because that's the one thing that I wanted to do. Like, for instance, this actually just happened like a last night, or whenever I was braiding my brother hair the other night, and not last night, the night before last. He was over there. We was all sitting there, and Corey had told my brother, stop lying. And my brother was like, girl, don't be saying lying. You can't say lying. And then I was like, and she was like, what? Why? That mean that you telling the, and mom was like, it's telling the story. And I was like, I don't really subscribe to that, because at the end of the day, if you lie, you lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That old school raider.
Yeah, because what really is the reason why you can't say lie? Lie is in the dictionary. Right. It's a word. It ain't a bad
it's not
word.
A cuss word.
Yeah, it's really not.
Because as kids, you're not supposed to tell adults the truth, or your feelings. You're not supposed to speak up.
And that's what I'm saying about
that's not how we raising kids.
No, I'm not raising my kids. I want my daughter to see that it's consequences behind everything, whether you're an adult or whether you're a child. And so, like, I want parents to look at that inside of it too. Like, don't be on your kids. And I tell my husband this because he still has that old school type of treatment to my daughter. And I be telling him, like, don't be the parent that is a hypocrite to what you saying. Like, almost like, don't hit kids, but then when you get mad at me, you hit me. Yeah. You don't do this when you mad. Or like, even the facts too. Our kids only have been on this earth the short amount of time. Right. Think about how long we still be doing dumb shit at our big grown age.
How long it take you to realize.
Learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your kid waste something, if your kid make a mess, like, don't be so hypocritical to the fact that, we still make mess, we still drop shit, we still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
and notice when you're doing that out of your own self and out of your own, you know what I'm saying, anger and frustration.
Because you're mad about paying bills or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids will be kids. They only been here. I think about my daughter. Like, my daughter only literally been here like 6.5 years. She's 7. Well, she's 7 now. 7 years. That is not a long time. Right. That ain't a long time to be
been
saying,
here 1,000 some days.
Yeah, really. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She barely been here 1,000 some days.
She only been here about 88 months.
88 months. No,
like, I'm not like you have to be patient with your kids. Like, I know it's not to baby your kids or nothing, but also have understanding to, like, it took me 38 years to, not me personally, but like whoever you are. Like,
Yeah, she ain't 38
I
yet.
ain't 38 yet. Let me say my real age. It took me 32 years to learn certain stuff and I'm still doing certain stuff and I still make certain mistakes.
Right.
So I cannot expect my child to be perfect at 6 or 7 years old.
Right.
Like it's
or to unlearn the first time I tell them.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
and if you realize a lot of the stuff that our kids do is a learned behavior, meaning we're doing it.
yeah,
So don't be a hypocrite. That's my concern.
for sure. And my takeaway from this kind of little episode, how we talked about country living, and I just think I heard somebody say, if you live in the country, you're gonna miss the opportunity. The chance of opportunity, but if you living in the city, you'll miss the opportunity. The chance for peace. So you got to have like a good balance of both, because I do feel like the country does bring a certain peace about just a simpler living, small town life, not having really to worry the stresses of the day. The city brings a little bit of stresses, but it also does bring that opportunity that you got to kind of stand in that, because we are in America. We're not one of them laid back countries that we could, just
and that's
rest on
another
our
thing, and
morals
that's kind of why I took Kari out of public school too, because I didn't want her to feel like you have to go to school 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Like chill, chill. Like
it's bringing her right, putting her right into the capitalism
work.
society. Like
Yeah.
now I gotta go work. Now I gotta go do just this to live.
Exactly.
I have from 8 to 5. 9
And
to
this
5.
is the time to get your kids out and to show them the world. Like if your kid gotta miss a few days of school, like the man was talking about how he had wanted to take his kids to Bali. Take your kids.
And if you explore, you learn. Let them explore. Let them learn.
Yeah, let them.
You need to unlearn, relearn, and they need to do the same thing.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think we need to take that perspective on it. Just you know what I'm saying. Think of it as a bigger picture, not look at it so
Your kids
narrow.
are only a kid for probably 12 years, really. When you think about it.
Yep.
They are adults more longer than they are kids. So treat your kids like you want to prepare them to be adults, not to prepare them to be kids forever.
Exactly. Well, that is our episode for today. You got anything else you want to leave the people with?
No, man. It's Saturday, baby. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go outside.
No, we ain't going out. You lying. You lying.
I am going somewhere. I am about to go somewhere.
Oh, I'm going to get my toes done. That's it.
I don't know what I'm about to do, but my friend, I'm on this side of town, so I told her I'm gonna be over here, so we're gonna link up.
I ain't finna do nothing, y'all. Well, see y'all next time.
Bye, y'all. See y'all.